Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news. All right, folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer in the NFC North and beyond. Rumors are swirling about a blockbuster trade involving none other than Ja'Marr Chase, the electrifying wide receiver from the Cincinnati Bengals, potentially heading to the Green Bay Packers. Now I know what you're thinking. This sounds almost too good to be true, but the sources close to Diana Rossini are whispering that the Bengals, who are currently struggling with a 5-10 record and a negative cap space of around $5 million, are planning a major rebuild. And part of that plan involves trading Chase before the January deadline, in exchange for a first-round pick in 2026 and a wide receiver from Green Bay's roster. Yes, you heard that right. A move that could reshape the NFC North, and maybe even the entire NFC if it comes to fruition. The Bengals are in a tough spot right now. Their offensive line has been decimated by injuries, with 4 starters out, and their secondary has been leakier than ever, allowing an average of 220 passing yards per game. The team is looking at cap relief of about $25 million by moving Chase, which they desperately need to shore up their roster for the future. Reports suggest that they're prioritizing contract extensions for Joe Burrow and trying to rebuild their secondary, which has been giving up big plays all season long. And interestingly enough, the Bengals are apparently eyeing a heavy infusion of youth and explosiveness. This trade could be their way of hitting reset, especially with the recent injuries and struggles that have hampered their playoff chances. But what about Green Bay? Well, the Packers, sitting at 9-6 and fighting for a playoff spot, could be the perfect landing spot for Chase, giving them that game-breaking receiver they've been craving all season. Now, let's talk about Chase himself, because this guy is a game-changer. In 2025, he's been nothing short of spectacular, with a PFF overall grade of 87.6, ranking 5th among all wide receivers. He's been a yardage machine, with 110 receptions for 256 yards and 5 touchdowns, averaging 11.4 yards per catch. His yards after catch, YAC, are off the charts, sitting at 85.0 and ranking 4th in the league, and he's been a nightmare for defenses, especially in mismatches. Chase is electric, a true deep threat who can turn any play into a big gain, and his ability to generate yards after the catch is reminiscent of some of the best in the league. His career since 2021 has been nothing short of remarkable, with over 5.0 receiving yards and 40 touchdowns, all while demonstrating elite consistency, only missing 1 game in 2025 due to a shoulder injury. What makes Chase even more appealing for the Packers is the impact he could have on their offense, especially with Jordan Love at the helm. Green Bay has struggled with consistency at quarterback, and adding a player like Chase would give Love that reliable, explosive weapon to stretch defenses and create mismatches. His presence would elevate the Packers' passing game from a decent unit into a top 5 offense in terms of yards per game, potentially pushing their average from around 350 yards to well over that. Imagine the deep routes, the contested catches with Watson, and the yards YAC that Chase would generate. It would also help mitigate the absence of Christian Watson, who has been limited by injuries recently, and give the Packers a true home run threat that defenses would have to respect on every play. Now, considering the broader implications, if this trade happens, it could be the catalyst for a Packers dynasty on offense. Chase's ability to create mismatches on the outside would complement the skill set of Watson, forming a dynamic duo that could terrorize defenses for years to come. His addition would not only boost the Packers' chances this season, but would also set the foundation for multiple Super Bowl runs. Think about it, with Chase on the roster, the Packers could see their Super Bowl odds jump significantly, from around plus 1,200 to as low as plus 600, making them a serious contender in the playoffs. His ability to generate touchdowns and extend drives would elevate the team's win probability, especially in tight games, much like how Tyreek Hill's move to Miami transformed the Dolphins' offense and their playoff prospects. And let's not forget about the NFC North. The division has been tightly contested this season, with the Vikings and Lions putting up strong campaigns. A move like Chase to Green Bay could tilt the scales, giving the Packers an edge that they've been missing. It's no secret that the NFC is loaded with talented defenses, but with Chase stretching the field and creating big plays, Green Bay could become a nightmare for opposing secondaries, especially in critical moments. This could be the difference maker in close playoff games, where explosive plays often decide the outcome. Plus, with the team's current trajectory, adding a player of Chase's caliber could be the final piece of the puzzle to push them over the top and into the Super Bowl. Let's take a moment to consider the bigger picture. The NFL is increasingly driven by explosive offenses and game-changing players, and Chase fits that mold perfectly. His presence on the field would transform the Packers' offensive identity, from a team that sometimes struggles to generate consistent big plays into one that strikes fear into defenses with its speed and precision. It's a move that could redefine the team's future, especially if they can keep their core intact with extensions for players like Jordan Love and others. Chase's addition would elevate the offense from a good unit to one of the league's most lethal, capable of competing at the highest level and challenging for the Super Bowl title. Now, for the fans, this is the kind of move you dream about, a true game-changer coming to Lambeau Field and rewriting the narrative. Imagine the energy, the excitement, and the possibilities that Chase's speed and playmaking ability would bring to Green Bay. It's not just about this season. It's about building a sustainable, dominant offense that can contend for years. The Packers have always been about smart, strategic moves, and if this trade materializes, it would be a masterstroke that signals their intent to compete at the highest level for multiple seasons. It's exactly the kind of bold move that could turn the tide and push the Packers back to the top of the league. Of course, all of this hinges on the negotiations, the Bengals' willingness to part with Chase, and the Packers' ability to make the numbers work. But if there's one thing Green Bay fans should be optimistic about, it's that the team has the assets and the strategic mindset to pull off something like this. They have draft picks, promising young players, and the cap space to make a splash. The front office has shown a willingness to be aggressive when the opportunity arises, and right now, it looks like that opportunity might be knocking. In conclusion, this potential trade involving Ja'Marr Chase is more than just a rumor. It's a signal of how aggressive teams are willing to be in today's NFL to secure that extra edge. For the Packers, it's about seizing that moment, elevating their offense to new heights, and positioning themselves as serious contenders for Super Bowl glory. Chase's talent, combined with Green Bay's strategic assets, could be the perfect storm that sets the stage for a new era of Packers dominance. Whether it materializes or not, fans should keep a close eye on this story, because if it happens, it could change everything for the Green Bay Packers. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Green Bay Packers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Green Bay Packers. Do you think this trade could actually happen? Would Chase be the perfect fit for Lambeau? How do you see him transforming the offense? Let us know. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates and insights, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news. This is a moment that could define the direction of the franchise, and I want to keep you all in the loop every step of the way. Thanks for sticking with us, and as always, go Pack Go.